guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be filming a how to stay productive while in school. Now, I've gotten a lot of requests to do this video after I posted a lot of back to school content, and I'm so happy that you guys are liking it because I love posting back to school content. So I have been watching so many videos on all back to school content ideas, and I was so happy that you guys requested this. Before I get into the video, I do want to say thank you for all the recent support on my channel. If you guys did want to subscribe, be sure to subscribe, give the video a huge thumbs up, and comment down below, because when you comment down below it really does help my channel grow, and I do answer every single comment, or at least try to, so be sure to leave me a comment down below if you want to chat. And with all that being said, let's get into this video of me telling you how to stay productive and have a successful semester at school. So I did make a video a couple months ago, probably like a month or two ago, about me explaining how to stay organized while in school. Some of these tips are going to be the same, and then some of them are going to be a little bit different because they are a similar category, but I do have some different tips, so bear with me on the ones that I say the same thing on. But if you never watched that video, go watch it. I'll link it down below, and if you did watch that video, then thank you for watching this one as well. All right, so let's get into this. So I have my little post-it note of everything that I wanted to cover in this video, so if you see me like looking down for a second, that is why. So the first tip that I have is to stay organized. Obviously, when you want to be successful at something or you want to have a productive day, you have to be organized and you need to do everything in a timely fashion. What I mean by this is you have to keep your workspace organized, you have to keep your mind organized, you have to keep everything in a particular way where you won't forget to do anything and where you won't feel overwhelmed. So what do I mean when I say keep your workspace organized? This basically means just keep everything clean. Don't have things cluttered all in one area, have everything away in a designated spot, and then also have your school supplies organized. By this I mean, for me, I use a notebook, and in my notebook I have it split into sections, so everything is organized in a specific section. So I have my accounting class, and all my accounting stuff goes in that one particular section. And it really helps me have a productive class when I know where everything is, so if a teacher calls on me for something and I need to know exactly where something is in my notes, it's really easy to find. The next tip I have is actually all thanks to Lauren Doan. She is the productive queen on YouTube. She is the person who got me into this next tip. So my next tip is to make to-do lists. If you guys don't know who Lauren Doan is, I'll have her channel linked down below. Be sure to go check her out. But ever since I watched all of her productive vlogs, I noticed that to-do lists really do help me stay organized and help me stay productive. So I started making to-do lists a couple months ago, and ever since I have been obsessed with them. Basically what I do is, even though I don't do it every day, when I know that I'm going to have a busy day and have to get a lot of things done, I do make to-do lists, and this is something that just keeps me very organized and again helps me remember everything I need to do. And then it's really satisfying when you could like check off the thing on your to-do list, because it just feels good to be able to say, wow, I completed something, and that personally lifts my spirits and helps me continue to have a productive day while in school. My next tip for you guys, which is tip number 3, is to use a planner. Now, for years in school, whether it was in high school or middle school, I would always be given a planner, but I would never like to use one just because I didn't see the need. I was always like, I'll remember what I have to do for homework. I don't need to write it down, I'll just remember. And where I did remember some things, I would always stress out and ask myself, did I forget something? Did I get everything done? And there would be some times where I did forget things. So going into college, I decided to start writing in a planner. And the way I like to do it is I like to have everything color-coded. Now what I mean by this is, for example, I will write everything that I have to do for accounting in blue, and then I will write everything that I have to do for my tax accounting class in green, and then I will write everything that I have to do for my presentational speaking class in pink, and so on and so forth. And this really helps me because then I can just look at my planner and know that everything in pink writing is for my speaking class, and not actually have to write out the class name. I just write it out at the top, and then if I ever forget, I could go back to that code that I wrote for myself at the top of the planner. This just keeps things more organized, and it is really helpful for me to just be able to write something down quick rather than have to write down the class name 1,000 times, if that makes sense. Obviously, this is not a tip that you need to do. This is just something that I like to do that helps me. My next tip, which is tip number 4, is to time block. This is something that has helped me so much in school because whenever I didn't time block, I would have so many distractions on my mind and in my life. What I mean by this is when I was doing homework, I would get distracted distracted, I would go on YouTube to watch a video, I would go on my phone, I would go on Instagram, I would go on TikTok, and I would spend hours doing one assignment. But recently I figured out that time blocking is something that could really help you and kind of gives me a reward once I'm done. So what I mean by this is I will have a homework assignment and I will set an app on my phone called Forest to a certain time. So on the app, I will go on the app and I will plant a tree for an hour. And basically if you exit the app in this hour, the tree won't make it. So obviously you want the tree to make it and you want the tree to grow, so you don't want to exit the app. And it just really keeps you motivated into getting this assignment done within that 1 hour. Now obviously it doesn't have to be an hour, it could be 15 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, it could be 45 minutes, it could be 2 minutes. Whatever time you may need to get something done is how long you're gonna set the time for, but it's just a really good way to keep your mind distracted on that one thing and not distracted by other things, if that makes sense. So you're focusing on one thing for a certain amount of time, and then once that timer, if you're gonna use a timer, or once that tree is planted, you get to have a reward. So you get to watch 15 minutes of a YouTube before you go back to doing the rest of your homework, or you get to have a little treat of eating a candy bar or something like that. That's just something I like to do in order to get things done, but also reward myself, because it's also important to remember that you are human and you do deserve reward. For good things, at least. Tip number 5 is to make a routine. Now I have said this in so many of my videos, but making a routine is essential, at least for me, for being productive. Whether it's having a set morning routine, a set night routine, a set school routine, a set productive day routine, it's important to always remember that it's easier to do things when you have a routine. So making that to-do list every day, making that desk organized every day, you know, will really help you get into a routine, and then everything will come a lot easier. Another thing you can do while making a routine is to set an alarm to wake up early in the morning. This goes into the idea of having that set morning routine, and waking up around the same time every morning will really help you get more productive throughout your days. I personally find that waking up early helps me have more productive days and sets me up for a more productive school day, just because I woke up earlier, I'm not as tired when my first class starts and everything like that. Alrighty, tip number 6 is to do homework and study in advance. I personally don't like when I leave everything for the last minute, because this makes me very, very stressed out. When you do a homework assignment a week in advance, and when you start studying for a test a week in advance, everything will come to you more naturally. And then if you do have a problem come up where you don't understand some information, or you do need to talk to your professor or teacher about something, it's a lot less stressful when you're waiting for that response from your professor or teacher if you do everything and find the problems in advance rather than right before they're due or right before the test. My next tip, which is tip number 7, is to set goals for yourself. But when I say set goals for yourself, I mean set a goal that is easy for you to achieve, and then set a goal that is kind of like a reach for you to achieve. Basically what I mean by this is, if I say I want to get A's all semester, I am going to push myself to get A's, and it's a more realistic goal. And then if I say, by the end of 2020, I want to have 100K subscribers on YouTube, and I currently have 8K, that is a reach goal. So that's telling me even if I don't get there, I know that no matter my growth on YouTube, I pushed myself so hard to try to get there that that's all that matters. So that's what I like to do for school. I'm not sure what my reach would be really for school, maybe to study more or to get more studious about certain things. But setting goals for yourself is really good, especially in school and also in life. My next tip kind of goes along with what I was saying earlier, but it's also to write down when things are due. So when you write down a due date for an assignment, it kind of just reminds you that this accounting assignment is due in a week. Let me start in advance so I know everything I need to do, and if there's any questions, I could go ahead and ask my teacher in advance. Next, I have to set a sleep schedule for yourself and make sure you're getting a good night's sleep. I can't stress enough that in order to be your best self and to be productive, you need to have enough sleep. Now, I always thought 7 hours was enough sleep. I would wake up, I would go to school at 6 a.m. and I would be fine getting 7 hours of sleep. But to really have a great day and to be your best self, like I just said, you have to get as much sleep as you can throughout the night in order to perform at your best levels, if that makes sense. Setting a sleep schedule and sticking to that sleep schedule will really help you just perform better in school, perform better in life, and just be, again, your best self. And honestly, that's what most of us are looking for. So if you can do that, I promise that will be a good thing for you and your body. My next tip is to remember to eat and drink enough. I know when you're focusing on school, we could overlook eating and we can overlook drinking water. But drinking water and eating the proper nutrients is so important. Now, I'm not certified in anything I'm saying. I do want to put that out there. I just know that for me and my personal goals, I need to make sure that I'm always eating and I'm always drinking enough water, because that will give your body more energy and it'll just set you up for more productive days and will help you, in my opinion, learn better in school. Obviously, when your body is fueled with the right nutrients and the right hydration, in my opinion, you are going to be more focused, and you need to be focused when you're in school. Again, I'm not certified in anything I just said. Those are just my opinions on the whole food/drinking water process while in school. I just personally think it helps me learn better. And my last tip is to find that aesthetic for yourself. Now, I know a lot of us are doing school online, some of us are doing school on a hybrid schedule, and some of us are doing school completely in person. But whatever that may be, find your aesthetic, and if you're home, maybe light a candle, get yourself in the mood to actually learn and get yourself happy. Because when you have that aesthetic around you, you're gonna be happy because that's who you are, and having that around you is just something that should spark your spirits and make you want to succeed more. With all that being said, those are my 10 tips for you guys on how I stay productive in school. I hope they helped. If they did, be sure to let me know down below in the comments by commenting your favorite tips of this video, and also comment some tips down below that I may not have mentioned, because we can help each other, you know, get better together. With all that being said, I do want to say that it is going to get easier whether you're someone who's not productive or you're someone who is so productive. Remember that it's okay to have unproductive days. I have unproductive days myself, and it's completely normal to have that time and to have those days as well. Thank you guys again so much for watching. If you want to subscribe, be sure to subscribe. If you want to, again, leave me a comment down below, be sure to leave me a comment down below and give the video a huge thumbs up if you did end up liking it, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!
They call me Mr. Tibbs.